Merry Christmas. I'm KTOL Meteorologist Chris Ramirez. We are definitely dealing with widespread rain and storms moving through southeast Texas. The good news is that we're not seeing that tornado threat. We did have those hail reports that was about 30 minutes to an hour ago, but we're just seeing lots of rain and some lightning. It's the rumbles of thunder moving through Harris County right now. And now we're expecting that flooding threat to increase. Here is a look right now, looking out at, I believe this is which is this? This is the Klein area of the hail that was currently falling near Tomball, just southeast of Tomball. So definitely seeing that lightning as well as that hail was 1 inch in diameter that was falling just to the northwestern portions of Harris County. So roadways are actually fairly hazardous right now. We are dealing with some road conditions that are definitely causing some possible accidents. This is looking at I-45 North at the North Loop. 7-car crash with that, and you have multiple emergency officials on scene with that situation. And so this is kind of giving you a good indication of what we're looking at across southeast Texas, and definitely not a good time to be out on those roadways. The National Weather Service issuing that flood advisory that now includes all of Houston. So we've seen close to 1 to 2 inches of rainfall within the past 30 minutes to an hour, and an additional 1 to 2 inches of rain is expected. So we're going to start seeing that flooding threat sort of start increasing as we go through the overnight hours and into later within the next 2 to 3 hours. The 12-hour rain totals between 3.5 close to 4 inches of rain in some locations, and this is along 290 in and around the Cypress area, as we are seeing close to 1 to 2 inches of rain closer inside the Beltway. 2.3 just north of the 610 loop, 1.4 inches of rain. We're also dealing with some power outages. Centerpoint reporting 12,000, close to 12,000 folks without power currently, and that's all thanks to the possible winds and the lightning that we're seeing with these storms as they're continuing to track through southeast Texas. So lots of rain. We're not seeing that tornado threat as of now, but there was a severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for portions of Brazoria County. The National Weather Service has allowed that to expire, but we're going to continue to see this at least until 3-4 o'clock this morning, as the future track is showing those storms continuing to move along the coastal areas. Even Galveston still under the gun for some of these widespread heavy rain and storms. We're not really expecting this to clear Houston at least until 4-5 o'clock this morning. And the good news is that we're going to see clear and dry conditions behind this front for the rest of our Christmas day. So we're going to have a fantastic Christmas day, but it's just we're starting off mostly just stormy across our area. The National Weather Service is issuing that severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect for much of southeast Texas until 6 o'clock this morning. We still have that hail threat as well as some high wind gusts, as well as a possible isolated tornado with the storms as they're continuing its track through our area. There was a tornado warned storm to the west of Houston along I-10 in Colorado County that has expired, but just keep in mind this is the timing. Now through 11 p.m., actually 12 to 3 a.m. is when we're going to continue to see that heavy rain moving through Houston, and we're not really expecting this to reach the Galveston area at least in closer towards 5 o'clock this morning. So as we look at Christmas Day morning, we are expecting that weather impact alert to last at least until 5 o'clock this morning, and we are going to see cloudy skies, but temps are going to be rather warm in nature. The severe threat mainly from Houston areas to the north in and around the Huntsville area, but just keep in mind that we've had reports of 1 inch diameter hail with these storms as they have continued to fall across our area. That severe threat definitely diminishing as we get after the 5 o'clock hours and eventually getting it to 73 degrees. So Christmas looking fantastic. So you're still going to be able to enjoy those Christmas Day plans, whether if you have it with family or if you're traveling across the Houston area. We're going to see those conditions dry on out as we head into the next several hours. We're going to be under this stormy weather pattern at least until 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock this morning. So we do have another weather system on the way for Thursday. That could in turn bring more severe weather to portions of southeast Texas heading into the end of our week. So a little bit of a break for Christmas Day afternoon, but they're rather unsettled, at least into this weekend. So definitely expecting those conditions to remain mostly warm in nature. Temperatures are going to remain above average. We have lots of holidays happening within the next 2 days, but we are expecting that rain chance to definitely be in the picture at least through Saturday. So if you're just now joining me, we are still tracking widespread heavy rain and storms that's moving through southeast Texas. You are probably been awoken from the thunder that you're currently hearing, and you're probably seeing that lightning in your windows as lots of lightning currently in place, definitely across our area, as well as that heavy rainfall. National Weather Service now issuing a flood advisory for the city of Houston, and that's going to be in effect until 3:15 this morning, as 28,000 folks are now going to be under the gun of moderate to flooding in some locations. So depending on roadways are looking very hazardous and definitely not a place to be driving. Let's take a look at that current traffic cam that we were looking at just a few minutes ago. We're seeing problems already on our area roadways for those folks that are still traveling. I-45 north at the North Loop showing a 7-car accident. You have lots of emergency officials on scene, and so this is kind of giving you a hint at how hazardous those roads are. They're very slick, as well as this heavy rain. You probably are seeing that blinding rain as you travel, so be extra cautious if you do find yourself traveling right now across the Houston area, because all of our major freeways it's currently going through some heavy rain, and you're seeing some dangerous lightning with these storms. And so we've already seen close to 3 inches of rain for areas in northwestern Harris County. I know folks that were in the Cypress area earlier today dealt with a tornado warned storm, as well as storms that were moving through just south of Tomball. This additional rain, those grounds are already saturated, so we're now seeing that moderate flooding threat that's going to be in place. And we've already have seen radar indicated 1.5 to 2.3 inches of rain currently in Houston. And right now you're seeing those dark red colors. That's where the heaviest rain is falling, as well as the lightning with these storms just north of downtown, along 69, along 45. And so definitely a very loud night, but the good news is that we're not seeing any rotation on radar at the current moment. That doesn't mean that we can't see it in the future, but we were looking at a tornado warned storm that was to the west of Houston and around the Columbus area, and those storms have weakened. We're just dealing with the heavy rain and that flooding threat that currently is now in place. And so if you look along the coastal areas, we're seeing some storms just south of Alvin in Brazoria County that are packing a bit of a punch, and I wouldn't imagine that the National Weather Service would issue warnings for those storms, as we could see some significant hail with these storms as they continue its track. So this is all associated with a cold front that is now sweeping through southeast Texas. This is going to continue moving southward as we get closer towards 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock this morning. We're not really expecting the heaviest rain to end, at least until maybe 3:30, 4 o'clock this morning, but we're still going to be seeing that along the coastal areas from Angleton, Brazosport, even Galveston, Bolivar Peninsula. You're going to get this heavy rain that we're currently seeing right now, currently in the Houston area at the current moment. So the severe thunderstorm watch still remaining in place until 6 o'clock this morning. Any storm that does form or goes through your area does have the potential for some hail, some wind gusts. We've seen tornado warned storms with wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. We've seen radar indicated between 45, 50 miles an hour. And so just keep in mind that that is definitely could contribute to some power outages within the next several hours. And so we're not seeing any tornado warned storms, which is the good news, but just keep in mind that if you are along the coastal area south of Houston, League City, Alvin, Galveston, you could see these storms moving through your area as late as 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock this next morning. So that severe threat still in place for our area as we head into the overnight hours, as well as that hail and wind threat. So keep that in mind and stay extra vigilant in terms of having 2 or more ways to receive weather alerts. But the good news in all of this is that we are expecting that severe threat to end as we get after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. So much of our Christmas day is going to dry out and become mostly pleasant. And so we're not expecting any rain as we head into the Christmas day afternoon with highs in the low 70s. So unfortunately, not feeling much like winter. Our temperatures are going to be a bit on the warmer side. But if you are traveling home, just keep in mind that we do still have rain chances for Thursday, Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday, but those temps are going to still remain rather mild in nature for us here as we head into the next few days. But we're still going to have a little bit of a loud night as we go into the next several hours into the early morning hours of Christmas Day. And as always, you can get the latest weather updates on the KHOU 11 app as well as on KHOU.com. Again, I'm meteorologist Chris Ramirez with the KHOU 11 Weather Team.